You are watching WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. All-Star Weekend's now behind us, so joining me is Steven, Tristin, Richard, and Filip to talk about the biggest headlines for the rest of the season. Guys, big game last night. The Bucks beat the Celtics. It was a matchup of two of the Eastern Conference's best teams. Steven, we'll go to you first. Take us through these standings and what teams stick out to you as the favorites.
Well, if we take a look at the whole Eastern Conference, you see, you got the leaders, the Bucks, the Raptors, Celtics. You see here, Raptors, Pacers are still in third without Victor Oladipo. Crazy. Philadelphia 76ers are still trying to fight for that third seed. Then you got the rest of the field, Celtics next, Hornets, Pistons. The way I see the East turning out, I personally have the Boston Celtics taking out the Eastern Conference. I feel like they should have gotten it together by now, but I feel like Jason Tatum will eventually step it up. He said it himself. They will make the finals. So I got to go with that. Eastern Conference, give me Boston Celtics.
Phil, there's a lot of contenders here.
Well, the Celtics are they're in fifth place right now, and all the props to Indiana for fighting for that third seed. But let's be real, there's only 4 real contenders to make it to the finals this year, and that's the Milwaukee Bucks, the Toronto Raptors, the Boston Celtics, and the Philadelphia 76ers. There's no other team, I think, in my mind, that could be good enough to make it to the finals other than those 4.
Yeah, I think the Sixers are, in the wheelhouse to make it to the finals this year. The acquisitions they have, and just the fact that Joel Embiid's having a great year, leading the league in double-doubles.
So let's actually break it down here. Steven, we'll go to you first. Your pick for the Eastern Conference finals
going back
here.
to what I said, Boston Celtics. They got Kyrie Irving playing really good basketball coming off the All-Star game. Jason Tatum winning the skills challenge, so he's getting a little bit hot a little bit. So I got to go with the Boston Celtics up in Boston. They're playing really well. I feel like there's no other really way to go.
Tristin?
I'm going to actually piggyback off of Richard and say that and hop on there with the Sixers. I really like the fact that they obtained Boban and Tobias Harris. I think having a backup like Boban kind of takes some stress off of Embiid, and Tobias Harris is having a remarkable season. So,
yeah, Richard, you tend to agree?
Yeah, I'm with Tristan. I'm rocking with the Sixers. Just spacing the floor, what they have on their roster right now, shooters. And, Joel Embiid's got an MVP coming in his future to Philly. So, yes, he does.
Yeah, in the future.
But in the near future. And they're a win-now team.
If we're talking about the present, it's the Milwaukee Bucks. They've by far been the best team in the East. They have the highest net rating in the entire league, beating teams by an average of 9.6 points per game. That's ridiculous. I'm not really buying any of the Sixers stuff. I listed the Sixers as a favorite generously. I don't see any way how they could make it that far in the playoffs. They consistently get dismantled by the Boston Celtics every time they play them, even without Kyrie Irving, the best player on their team. I don't see how this team could drag themselves all the way to the finals.
So no more Toronto Raptors for you?
Yeah,
you've given up on the Toronto Raptors?
I love Toronto.
It's neck and neck for me between the Raptors and the Bucks. The Celtics are a close third, but the Sixers, I have no. I don't think
we've been on the show 4 years. Every single year, you pick the Toronto Raptors.
Now he's a Bucks guy.
Now he's switching it up. Switching it up. I like it. I like the change.
Well, the Eastern Conference isn't the only thing coming down to the wire right now. The MVP race is currently in the thick of it, more competitive than ever. Philip, there's a couple of guys that have a case to win the award. Who do you have here?
And my guy's a Buck. It's obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo for me. The stat line he's putting up right now: 27 points, over 12 rebounds, 6 assists per game. The only player in 40 years to average 27, 12, and 5 on the best team in the East, or best team in the league. Sorry, by far, I don't see why he's not MVP frontrunner.
Richard?
I'm gonna have to go with last year's MVP, James Harden. He's having a great year this year, 30 points per game for 32 straight games. He's the first player in 30 years to average over 36 points per game, but I think he's going to really have to pick it up in the playoffs because he's stat pushing, I think, right now, and stat pushing doesn't win you big games in the playoffs. So,
Justin?
I'm going to go with Paul George. Paul George averaging 28 points a game, 8 rebounds. I think it was 4 assists. Number 1 in ESPN's real plus minus. He's playing out of his mind right now. I think if his team and he can continue playing at the level he's at, I think he's got to win the MVP.
Steven, you've heard all the arguments here. Which one of these 3 is your favorite?
I got to go with a guy that's not even mentioned right now, and I got to go with LeBron James.
Don't give me that.
Going to
Don't stop it.
I promise
Stop
you.
it.
I promise you. I promise
Please,
you.
stop. I don't want to hear.
LeBron James will carry the
playoffs. He's
LeBron
not in
James
the
will
playoffs.
carry the Lakers into the playoffs.
Stop it. I cannot hear this.
Hear me out.
Every year I have to deal with LeBron James in there, and I accept it. Last year was a push. This year is ridiculous.
I want you
He's
to
a
hear me
10th
out.
place team.
I want you to hear me
No
out.
way.
I want you to hear me out. Westbrook won the MVP With a triple-double as a 6th seed, though. LeBron James, if he plays like playoff LeBron the rest of the way, he will carry his team.
Steven, they are in 10th place. I understand everything.
Okay, they
but
may be
Steven,
in
they
10th
are
place, but
10th
he will
place.
carry them to at least 6th or 7th
No
in the
way!
West.
No, they're lucky if they make the 8th seed now.
No.
They are lucky
No.
if they make the 8th
No.
seed. There's no way they can get 6th seed.
I am riding with LeBron James
Oh,
because he
man.
will carry them into the playoffs.
I didn't want to
He
get
will
this
carry
stressed
them into
out
the
today,
playoffs.
but you
He's gonna
say
carry
these
them into the
things, and you
playoffs.
know it's going to hurt me. You know I'm going to get stressed out.
I guess, but I'm pretty sure LeBron James will at least be top 3 as a candidate.
Now I got to
MVP.
continue the rest of this block sweating profusely.
Sorry.
Well, speaking of LeBron, going to the Western Conference, the Lakers currently in the 10th seed, but they had a big comeback win last night against the Rockets. Steven, we'll go to you. Break down the end of the Western Conference. Do the Lakers have a chance?
Well, if we look at the bubble teams left in the Western Conference, you got the San Antonio Spurs. They're number 7. Then you got the Clippers, the Kings, and the Lakers.
I know, wait, the 10th place Lakers.
They are 10th
the
place.
MVP
They are
10th
10th place.
Lakers.
Hear them out.
Out of the bubble teams that are in the Western Conference, I actually have the Kings and the Lakers taking those final spots in the Western Conference. Now, De'Aaron Fox is playing out of his mind with the Kings. They just got Harrison Barnes. They're playing well. Now, LeBron with the Lakers carried them back into a win last night. LeBron James will carry this team into the playoffs. Trust me, the NBA is not going to let it happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. LeBron will carry his team. There's no way they cannot have a playoffs without LeBron James.
Philip, are
It's
you
impossible.
okay right now?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm up here.
Yeah.
But I'm fine. And
Okay.
The Lakers, I mean, they've had so many problems this year. This is the latest in LeBron's career since his rookie season that the Lakers have been below 500. They just got to 500 yesterday. Let's throw a party. Let's have a parade.
Yes.
Let's fill the streets of Los Angeles. The odds of them making the playoffs, I think they could, but it's very unlikely. And until then, no MVP talks for me and LeBron James. I gotta say it. No, none of that rubble.
Richard, what do you think here?
I mean, the Kings actually, I think, have a very good chance of making it. But if LeBron sneaks into that 8th spot, I mean, he might take a game against the Warriors. You never know. He is playoff LeBron when it
Throw a
comes
banner
down
up
to it.
in LA too. We won one against the Warriors.
I mean, it's
Everything-
better than getting swept.
It's just crazy how now every little thing he does is held to such high regard. Oh, he's gonna make the playoffs with his team. You made the playoffs. Way to go, MVP. Way to go, champ.
In the Western Conference is much tougher than the East, though. So if he can carry a
their
Cavs team in the weak
expectations-
East to the
their
finals, he can carry them.
expectations-
He can carry the Lakers to the
Their
playoffs.
expectations at the beginning of the year were to
Give
be
me a
eight.
healthy Lakers roster, they
let
make the
them heal
playoffs.
up. Yeah, they're injury riddled. Come on now, put some respect
They're
on
also
the
just
King.
a bad team, I think.
All right.
They should have traded Brandon Ingram, but
Well, we still have 2 months until we get answers to all of our questions, and until then, we'll be here and we'll have debates much like the one we had today.
Yeah.
Stay with us as we move to Europe and the soccer crew breaks down the European Champions League.